Hi, everybody. Welcome. I'm Jill Ortiz, JillOrtizFitness.com, and I want to welcome you today to our Carb Cycling 101. Carb cycling is something I've been doing for years, and I'm going to be starting very soon with some of my teammates again. And so I wanted to just go through and give you the one-on-one on what carb cycling is so that you can decide if it's something that would be for you in the future or now. So, what is carb cycling? Number one, I want to tell you what it's not. It is a diet. It's not a lifestyle. What do I mean by that? It's short term. It's not something that you're going to like live by forever. And I'll tell you why. What we do is we do it for a maximum of 3 weeks at a time, and we give it a good 3 months before repeating. It's kind of like if you were going to go on antibiotics forever because you had a sore throat or a strep throat or something, and you're like, oh, this is great. I love how these antibiotics make me feel. I'm just going to have them forever. Well, then they become ineffective, right? So, carb cycling is a great tool for quick weight loss. It's a way to manipulate your body to lose weight very quickly, but it's not going to work as a lifestyle. It won't be sustainable and it will become ineffective for you. So, keep in mind it is a short diet. It is that, and therefore it's not completely balanced all the time. I generally, for your lifestyle nutrition, I always suggest balance, not cutting food groups or anything like that. But this is a way to manipulate your carbs for quick water weight loss. Okay, so our carbs contain water. Our carbs contain glycogen. Our bodies contain glycogen. And when we deplete our body of carbs, our glycogen has a lot of water in it. And so we lose that glycogen store that is in our body. We're not getting it from our food. And therefore, we lose that water. And so our body weight goes down, right? The glycogen also is our backup blood sugar. So when we aren't getting the glycogen from our food, then our body is taking our stores, and that's how we're getting rid of that water that we usually have, right? Okay, so who is carb cycling for? Carb cycling is going to be for somebody who has a special occasion coming up, right? I said it's a diet, it's a 3 week thing. So if you have a vacation or you're going to a wedding or an event where you need to quickly drop weight, that's who I think it's perfect for. I have used carb cycling for bikini competitions. I also use it sometimes when I'm doing a new fitness program and I've been working really hard on my physique, and I want to show the best of what's happened with my body. And so people can see the lean muscle that I've built, see my abs. This is the way, again, to drop that water weight. When bikini and figure competitors go on stage, they dehydrate themselves the day or two before the competition. And that's to get all of the water out from between the muscle and the skin. So it's the same thing. If you want to show off what your body has accomplished, then towards the end of some of my fitness programs, I like to do the carb cycling, right? Who's it not for? It's not going to be for vegans or vegetarians, because during carb cycling, what we do is we're going to be depleting our carbs for 2 days. That means cutting out almost all of the starches and the fruits in our diet, and adding more proteins and vegetables. So for the vegans and vegetarians, it's good that you're adding vegetables, but we don't have enough lean protein sources that aren't soy based and manufactured to get you enough protein to make up for those carbs that we're going to deplete. So this is not for somebody who is vegan or vegetarian. If you are vegan or vegetarian and you want some amazing weight loss, then ask me about our 3 week reset. I'll be doing that in March, but that is a great 3 week program, also 3 weeks for those vegans or vegetarians or anybody who really wants to eliminate bloat and get your body to reset itself back to the way it's supposed to be with all the stressors and the ingredients that are in our processed foods, right? I would say it's not for anybody who is dealing currently with an eating disorder unless approved by your doctor, just because the manipulation of the food can be very much a mind game, and it can take a toll on you if you're struggling with it. And so I wouldn't want to be coaching anybody who's dealt with eating disorders who may still have that emotion connection with food and struggle. And so I would just say make sure it's okay with your doctor first and that you're in a good place for it, right? I also think it's not for somebody who has 20, 30, 50 pounds to lose or more as a way to start, right? Some people want that quick weight loss, but what we know about quick weight loss is when you lose it quick, you tend to gain it back real quick, and you're not actually learning that balanced way of eating. And so we really want you to be doing this in a very healthy way, learning your good eating habits. And so I would say let's help you first learn portion control and then move on to something like this when it's the right time. Okay. So, what you're going to experience. So, number one, what we're going to do is we are going to eat low carb, like I said, stripping out all of our fruits and most of our carbs, most of our starchy carbs. Of course, vegetables have carbohydrates, so we're not stripping those out, but stripping out the starchy carbs, stripping out all of the fruits for 2 days in a row. And then on the third day, we'd eat a balanced diet. And so that's made up of three macronutrients, our proteins, our carbohydrates, and our healthy fats. And so we have a balanced approach to that nutrition on the third day. And we cycled that 7 times over 3 weeks. Okay. And so what you'll experience is you might feel totally normal, right? You might experience some very quick weight loss, both water and fat, right? And what you're going to experience though at the end of 3 weeks is that when you go back to your normal eating, you will gain some of that water weight back. You might not gain that fat back because you found a new clean, controlled way of eating that maybe you weren't doing before, but it's very normal to gain back a few pounds. If you lose 7, you might gain back 3 or 4. And so that's perfectly normal, and that's what we're expecting, right? Some detox symptoms for some people: fatigue, nausea, trouble sleeping, moodiness. If you struggle with these things and you have them all, or you're really, really struggling, then you can modify. You can change your cycle to 2 days of regular balanced eating and 1 day of low carb. Or you might find that it's just not the right time or not the right thing for you. Or you might drink more water because you might be dehydrated, which can cause all of these things: fatigue, nausea, trouble sleeping, and moodiness, right? Or you might find more energy. You might find that with the stopping that cycle of sugar spiking that your body is used to, eating a lot of sugars, packaged foods, over processed foods, carbs, simple carbs that give you quick energy and then bring you back down and make you crash, then perhaps you stop that cycle and you feel that you're getting more energy while you're carb cycling. What do you do after carb cycling? Boop. I would suggest a balanced nutrition program, right? So you're going to learn the balanced nutrition during carb cycling if you don't already know it. And then you want to make sure that you're having balance afterwards going forward, that you're maintaining these healthy habits you learn, and that you are matching your current fitness programming and your goals to your macronutrient balance. Again, that's the carbs, the fats, and the proteins, right? We want to make sure you're not binging at the end of your carb cycling, because then you're just going to gain everything back. And we want you to stay connected to your coach, to our community for accountability and support going forward so that you can maintain your results and continue with this healthy lifestyle in a consistent way, because that's truly what is going to get you the best results. If you have any questions on carb cycling, please feel free to contact me. My contact information is here, or contact any of the coaches on my team, and we are happy to answer any questions. So, if we don't have any other questions right now, then thank you so much for joining. And I look forward to having you join us for a round of carb cycling. Get in touch anytime you have an event coming up or need to utilize this for any reason.